Aloha everyone and welcome back. It's Marissa Indigo. I have been stepping up and into my soul roles as of late. Just super called to finally just do and be and share deeply on a whole new frequency. So I'm really excited to kind of just introduce this next piece here for you all. This is an oracle transmission that I recorded a few days ago. So I am in the oracle state, and I am presenting to you in this piece entitled, the oracle transmission is called Messages from the Mycelium. My goal with sharing this information is to introduce you to the beautiful consciousness of the planet, one of many forms that is called the mycelium, which is an incredible network, a global consciousness of intelligence here right beneath our feet. This is a combination of me in an oracle state where I'm going to try to do my best to share some scientific information about the mycelium as a network, and then introduce you to them through creative visualization and energetics to start to feel the resonance to their consciousness within you. And from there, we're going to go into more of a meditative kind of guided experience where you can actually meet the mycelium. So I'm really excited to share this with you. As you will see, I am in the trance state when I recorded this. I was actually laying in bed. The different frequency upgrades are so intense right now that energy's all over the place, sleeping, not sleeping, and doing a lot of things from bed. So this is an oracle transmission that I'm sharing with you, and I hope that you love it. And it's really introducing you to this incredible consciousness that we have that is a part of Gaia's intelligence network, for your own creativity, to feel supported, for healing on all levels, and to really start to embody yourself as a global citizen into the consciousness realm, the bandwidth of frequency that is available to all of us, which is called the noosphere. So it's when we are starting to combine our higher faculties of consciousness with that of the planet and her psychic consciousness. So I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and just hope that you have a beautiful experience. I also wanted to make sure that I said in this video, the first portion of this video, when I'm describing the mycelial fungi network here that's in the tree root systems, to try to give you as many visuals as I could as an activation for you to start to connect with the codes within and with the network of the mycelium. So the first half of this video, you're welcome to listen to my transmission and also feast your gaze upon the beautiful activating imagery used to connect you to the mycelial network. And then from there, you're welcome to put your earbuds in or your headphones in and enjoy the meditation. So thank you so much for being here. And I look forward to hearing your experiences and connections with the mycelial networks. This is a part of our divine destiny of being and just feeling the blessed interconnectivity between all of creation and really starting to connect our light bodies with the natural world. So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. This is Marissa Indigo, Thursday, October 14th, 2021. Global position, Olympia, Washington. The messages from the mycelium. The mycelium are the neurology, biological, organic internet subcurrents of Gaia. They are a fungi networking system of interchange, interconnectivity, code share, transmitting information. So they are the original internet, the organic crystalline Gaia internet. They are rooted in the roots of the tree networks here, the tree people, all over the planet. And then their actual synapses, where all of the electromagnetic pulsations occur, which carry the information. So this is a mirror image of the root ball networks of our own neurology, which extend into our limbs, extremities, fingertips, all aspects of our being. It's like our own nervous system, which then connects to the spinal cord and the brain, and all the different lobes of the brain that fire depending upon what is present. This is the same function of the mycelium. They are very, very inspiring and impressive when we understand their capacity for sentience and intelligence. And their senses of perception and innate knowingness are highly refined systems, operating systems of consciousness. So they look like, from photos and artwork, graphic depictions that I've seen portrayed by others outside of my own sphere of gnosis, they look like delicate hair-like structures of roots, very delicate roots, basically coating the entire planet in probably the mantle as well as the crust and the soil beds. And then where their roots end, where it probably gets to be too uncomfortable for them from what I see. So this is my own intel of what I see, is that this consciousness has different forms and they shift depending upon what is needed for the conduit. So as the mycelium root networks reach maybe impenetrable rock or perhaps even lava magma beds, I see that then they start to transmit in a different way. So we're not seeing them as roots going through these parts of the planet, but we are seeing energetic pulsations through the magma, which would then go to the stone, which would then go to the soil where the mycelium is, also the crystal beds. So there's a lot of amplitude and resonant frequency of this piezoelectric or electromagnetic effect of energy pulsations of information. So it's pulsating through the entire planet. So I hope that this has provided a nice visual introduction to the mycelial network, to now begin to establish your own connection through your own beingness and your own third eye and frame of reference and everything, through your own crown. So you take these visuals, these descriptions, and run with them, and you'll find your own. So now I wish to share the codes that once I studied and bonded with the mycelium through science and beautiful different studies on them, and then sat in meditation and wanted to meet them, asked to connect with them upon arriving here, not quite 2 months ago now. So I just postulated, I'd love to meet you however you can present to me. And I thank you for that, because I know it will just be beautiful and informative and deep and healing as well. So a few weeks passed, and I was in a process of a deep purge. And lately, a lot of them have been triggering the inner alien or the inner ET that feels like very lonely, isolated, and cut off in some ways, or, from more like oneself. For community, really, in the flesh, in person. So, anyways, processing deep themes as we are right now. And one night the mycelium presented to me, to my consciousness, as I was doing some breath work to breathe and try to calm my nervous system. And they presented to me, and their energy was so sweet, and their voice so comforting. It's like a quiet murmur that's like, one of your parents murmuring lovingly to you as you're drifting off to sleep. It's like such a comfort. Such really a parental kind of love, like or as one would for children in general, just a pure gentleness and nurturing with children. So they came and they, in this energy, first they shared this feeling with me, this love. And that was very deep and very profound. And then they showed me how everywhere I have been on this planet, and everywhere not only I have been in global position, but within my own consciousness, my own mind and thoughts and qualities of these and emotions. So these would be my own electromagnetic pulses of my beingness, wavering between any of these. So they shared that not only do they know us wherever we are and wherever we've been physically, but their ancient beingness has observed us and held us everywhere we have been within also. As we've grown, as we've lost, as we have learned, developed in love. So this is a primordial, ancient consciousness, a collective consciousness, which is just exquisitely beautiful and magnanimous and humble. They're sages for sure. So I invite you now, with all of this kind of introduction, kind of, getting the story juiced up, to invite you now to close your eyes and start to quiet your mind, if you haven't already. And start to imagine the mycelium, maybe looking at nature in where you are, or if you don't have nature where you are, just looking in your mind's eye, in your imagination, at a forest of very tall trees, and in your mind's eye seeing now their roots going beneath the soil and seeing the mycelium off of them, and seeing the pulses like this beautiful crystalline web across the planet. And now intending with love and reverence and divine protection and sacredness to connect yourself, to enter into the mycelium's world with them, to bond with them. Ask if it's appropriate for you at this time. Ask if it's appropriate for them. And then if so, please continue. If not, then I would suggest stopping the recording now and working with what we began with, which is learning about them and being prepared to meet them. Because it's kind of like cultural, research. It's like anthropological, diplomatic relations, This is intergalactic and interplanetary public relations. So now I invite you to go within. If you have determined that you would love to meet them or ask them a question, and start to think about what you would want to ask such ancient, wise, intelligent, compassionate, all-knowing consciousness that's here right within what we walk upon. So how we're going to receive that answer to this question may not come in this exact moment. What we're doing right now is activating a connection. We're reactivating ourselves into an aspect of the organic grid architecture of 5D New Earth and above. So we are plugging in essentially our nervous system, our light body, our consciousness running through the spine and brain and nervous system into one of the most sacred and holy and primordial consciousnesses here on the planet. And if you don't have a question, then you may just sit and ask, show me please. What do you have to show me? What do you have to teach me? What can I learn from you? And thank you. So continue to breathe deeply in and out, in and out. Bringing the mind through the breath into the heart, into the belly, into the root now, seeing your root and growing your own root chakra with a root. See how your roots form and branch off, what they look like. Maybe you already know what kind of tree they are. Going into the earth now, into 5D, new earth and above. Terra Nova Gaia. Watching your roots go now into the layers of the earth, into Mother Earth. And immediately upon going deeper with her, we feel her support, her holding us, her endurance, and just feeling so supported, like being in a hammock, a weightlessness to that sense of peace. And now continuing to take our roots deeper into the crystal beds, the water aquifers, seeing other root systems of trees as we go through. And then you'll see the mycelium. And they look like just this beautiful loose web of threads, gossamer, crystalline, silky. And you can see it glowing with pulses as the information travels in light waves, just like fiber optics. Through the mycelium, you may even hear a snap, kind of an electric sizzle and snap, perhaps very subtle. As the electromagnetic energy, which is information, this is another way of embodying E equals MC squared, is pulsing through this mind, this consciousness of the mycelium. They are a unified consciousness of global proportion. And so you see them, and you're approaching them, and you pause, and just taking them in here. See what you feel. You can use the descriptions I shared, but see what you get. And when you are ready, if you want, you can bring your hands together and bow to the mycelium in gratitude and thanks as a wise teacher that we are very blessed to know of and to encounter and to connect with. And asking permission to connect, to be sure that feels appropriate for everyone involved. And then when you get the go-ahead, giving thanks and love, sending a smile from your heart to them. And then now you may, from your own roots, grow your own mycelium. And if you wish, grow them out and watch them grow and stretch and entwine and weave to the mycelium of Gaia, 5D, Terra Nova, New Earth, Gaia. Crystalline, angelic, primordial, ancient, wisdom keepers. Breathe, witness. And take notes if it doesn't pull you out. If not, just intend to remember. Breathe. Continue to see what they have to offer, to share, to show, to reveal. Where do they take you in time in your own life? Where do they mirror or witness for you, and where have they? Allow yourself to be witnessed in this also being held, so that you may learn to hold yourself the same. If you feel sufficient time has passed, you're welcome to come back. And it may be wise to disconnect your roots for now in loving gratitude and thanks. Because this is new, it's a new experience, so you want to be mindful of building a tolerance in your Merkaba lightbody architecture to this. This kind of sensory information is very natural and organic for us, but it also requires light. It is a lot of light. So we want to build mindfully, so just see how you feel. You know, a few minutes may be enough. You may want to bask for hours. Just see. And when you're ready to come back, begin to feel your fingers and your toes and start to wiggle them after you have given thanks, after you have disconnected, giving thanks. Starting to wiggle and come back here into the room, feeling, if you're lying down, your back on the surface and the backs of your legs. If you're seated, feeling the base of your seat and your legs. And if you want, you can kind of bring your hands over your body, touching your own hands, palm to palm, bringing feet together, sole to sole. If you want, you can also bring your hands onto your scalp and give yourself a scalp massage. All of this with your eyes closed. Just coming back into the body and feeling what has happened, allowing ourselves to feel it with the eyes closed. Lovely. And then we're going to clear and close the space. So you want to envision yourself in a golden ball of light with glittering particles. And just giving thanks for this beautiful experience, and now sealing any openings when we went into other realms, perhaps dimensions, portals, gates, heart gates, stargates, tunnels, and so on, mirror worlds. So we're going to just say thank you so much and just close it down, sealing it with gratitude and light. And when you're ready, open your eyes and continue to have a beautiful day. And consider having a journal, some beautiful journal or some paper to write down what you receive. The answers can come right away, and they may take time as it filters through the layers of your higher self aspects into your consciousness for you to then light ground or transcribe into words and ideas and innovations and so forth. This is where you can really enjoy your genius potentials, which are just lying all around, just waiting for us to push the buttons. Sending you so much love, and thank you for being here.